Good morning, Rayton. So I thought we'll continue with the next poem. I'm getting a lot of questions from you, uh, even after instructing you very clearly on, on the video I sent you. I told you very clearly, don't use any of your classwork books. I want you to use a set of papers. Then there was another question about self-assessment. Now should we write all the questions? Why not? You have a lot of time. If the questions are repeated, if you find the same answers for two different questions, that means, one question can be asked in different ways. It's very simple, children. You don't have to go on asking so many things. You want to be confident to face your board exam? Work hard, that's all. Okay? So if you can write all your answers, it's better, right? You have a lot of time. Not that you're getting all the subjects every day. Even if you come to school, you'll have all 5 subjects every day. And you have a lot of work to do. But here we are having just 3 subjects a day. And I don't think, many of us are doing a lot of work on for each and every slot. So why ask me so many different questions? You want to be, thorough with your work, go through everything. Okay, so that is one thing. I'm trying my best to give you everything because I know you have a lot of time at home. Now, when you come to school, you start off with the other subjects as well, and you have 5 subjects a day, right? So now that you have time, use maximum. You have your time. You can relax and do your work. You're not all the time. There's no stress as such. You have a lot of time to relax. Not that you're going to do all 5 subjects a day. So you can do it at your own pace, right from the morning till the night. At least till 9:30, you have a lot of time. So don't waste time watching TV all the time, playing your siblings at home, or doing this video game stuff. Please be careful. Manage your time. Well, I'm not saying don't play at all. I'm not saying don't watch TV at all. Yes, you are also a human being. I understand. You need time for recreation. You need time, a little time to relax your mind. All that's fine. But you have to be very smart at handling your time. So with that, let me start off with the next poem. The Trees, right, by Adrian Rich. So the spelling there, you have to first make sure you know the right spelling for the poet's name. Adrian Rich, Adrienne. Okay, and Rich, Rich. Now, this lady was she's actually a very famous poet, and she's a feminist. Feminism, talking for women. Both very concerned about women. Right? So Adrienne Rich, she was born in Baltimore. You can see it behind your text itself. At the end of the poem, all those details are given there. She was born in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, in 1929. Okay, so she's the author of nearly 20 volumes of poetry. Actually, if you go on the net, it says 19 volumes of poetry, but in our book, it's given 20 volumes. Okay, and she's a feminist. Now, she's also an essayist as well as a feminist. So, one of her poems we are going to do here in detail: The Trees. Now, when you talk of trees, what first comes to your mind? Forests, yes. And then next thing is we talk about deforestation. Then we talk about no forest, no rain. Then we talk about no oxygen, no pure air, all these things. After that, we talk about animals, the habitat, how we are destroying the habitat. We are encroaching. We are getting into their space. And now being COVID-19 and all people remaining indoors. If you watch the news, they're showing you in different areas how animals are coming into the place. On the streets, near the beaches. We find a lot of beautiful things being telecast on the news. And they're also saying that the air is becoming fresh, more healthy to breathe in. They're saying the rivers are being, are coming back to their purity. Being polluted as they were, because every human being is, remaining quiet because they're indoors, they're not very active as they were. Okay, so when we look at it, we people can actually contribute, a lot of harm when we are active to the earth, okay, to our surrounding. By doing that, we are actually causing a lot of problems for ourselves. We are not giving attention, we're not paying attention to that part of it. We are saying we claim to be very busy, we claim to be running after so many things in life. So man is only bothered about making money, being on the top all the time, being number one. Even if you look at the TV channels, you talk about TRP rating, you talk about take your parents themselves. They say, my father has only achieved so much, I have to achieve this one. So much of desire, among human beings. And that causes a human being to run after something, to seek something. And in the deal, the peace is lost. There is always stress, there is always burden, there is always pressure, I should excel, do better than this person, do better than that person. So much of pressure in life. Now, why am I talking about all this? All these things are coming into into this poem, okay? And there are a lot of literary devices as well. So if you can take down in your textbook itself. You can underline there itself and write down. So when you're reading, when you're going through, it'll be easy. So let's go on with this poem, The Trees by Green Rich. If you look at the poem, it also is an extended metaphor. The whole poem is an extended metaphor. Extended. EXTENDED. I'm not using the word because sometimes it's not clear, right? So extended metaphor. We know about metaphor. What are metaphors? So when we compare two things which are, have at least one quality in common, right? We spoke about the king. He fought like a lion in the battlefield. That's a simile because it has life. But if we say he was a lion on the battlefield, it's a direct comparison. That becomes a metaphor. We've done this in detail in class. So that was a quick recap. Now, what is a metaphor and what is an extended metaphor? Now, metaphor, Now, extended metaphor is not just, comparing one thing or the other. Extension, it's extended by throughout the particular work. So this whole poem, throughout this poem, there is an extended metaphor. Now, what are these trees compared to? Because metaphor means comparison. So you have something to compare them. So what are these trees compared to? And there's a clue there. Adrian is a feminist. So you get the clue there. So the trees are compared to womanhood, womanhood. That's an abstract, it's a noun. So now if you look at it, the trees here, it talks about how the trees are struggling to come out into the open and get into their habitat, we talk about deforestation, but if you look at it, most of the people think it's fashion to have trees inside their homes. They grow a little bit of money plant, or they have a small, plants to decorate their houses. Talk about sometimes people have these bamboo, small little plants. Even if you go into our textile shops, sometimes when you buy it, they also sell these bamboo, those little plants. People are becoming fashionable with plants. Actually, we are supposed to, let the forests remain. Our job is not to destroy forests, but in name of fashion, we think we are bringing trees into the house. So here, this poem is talking about how the trees are struggling to come out into the forest. Now, how are trees compared to women? Now, women are indoors, they are making an effort to come out, and to accomplish their primary purpose. They want to come out, and the trees want to come out and fill up the forest. So these women want to come up and come out of their what to say, the restricted areas, and they want to fill the forest of mankind. Okay, so that is the comparison that you have here, and this comparison is throughout the poem. Therefore, it's called an extended metaphor. So now, let's go on. I'm going to read it once for you, and then we'll go on with our, step-by-step explanation. And when I read, I expect you also to read and think about, the various, whatever literary devices when you come across, mark it down. Okay, so it'll be easy for you. Yes, when I say it, and when you know it already, it becomes easier to remember things. All right. So please keep your pencil in hand. I'm going to read. As we read, you jot down. All right? Whatever you understand, you jot. So, The Trees by Adrian Rich. So before that, they've given you an introduction. Can there be a forest without trees? Of course not. Where are the trees in the poem and where do they go? So they are talking about the trees here in this particular poem. Where are the trees and where do they desire to go? This is the full thing about, the theme that the poem deals with. Now, the trees inside are moving out into the forest. The forest that was empty all these days. When no bird could sit, no insect hide. No sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. All night the roots work to disengage themselves from the cracks in the veranda floor. The leaves strain towards the glass, small twigs stiff with exertion. Long cramped boughs shuffling under the roof, like newly discharged patients, half dazed, moving to the clinic doors. I sit inside, doors open to the veranda, writing long letters, in which I scarcely mention the departure of the forest from the house. The night is fresh, the whole moon shines in a sky still open. The smell of leaves and lichens still reaches like a voice into the rooms. My head is full of whispers, which tomorrow will be silent. Listen, the glass is breaking. The trees are stumbling forward into the night. Winds rush to meet them. The moon is broken like a mirror. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest tree. So you can actually pause the video here and you can reread, the poem silently, and you can also jot down any points that you've missed out. You can take your time and jot down, and then replay the video, and you can continue. Right? So now I'm going to continue. First paragraph, the stanza. So The Trees by Adrienne, Adrienne, Rich, R-I-C-H. Always remember capital letters to start off the name of the poet. Okay, now the trees inside are moving out into the forest. Now there is a question there in the introduction. Where are the trees and where are they trying to go? Okay, so now it says inside. The trees inside, probably the house. We talk about greenhouse effect. Okay, we keep trees indoors under shaded areas. We think we are growing them, we're taking care of them. While on the other hand, we are cutting down trees. Now, the trees inside are moving out into the forest. So they're shifting out from domestic confines, from the house into the forest. The forest that was empty all these days. So if the trees are inside, that means the forests are empty. Okay, all these days they've been empty. So the trees want to move into the forest. So the trees inside are moving out into the forest. The forest that was empty all these days. Now if there are no forests, that means where no birds could sit. Birds don't have their shelter. They cannot go and perch on the branches. No insect hide. We know forests, they're full of insects. There's a lot of animal life, insect life. Everything is there, flora, fauna. No sun bury its feet in shadow. The sun cannot penetrate through the branches and go in. If the if it goes there, that means it's full of shade. So the sun, the rays cannot penetrate and go in. And does the sun have feet there? It talks about sun having feet. So think. So where no birds could sit, no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. How? Because they are moving out from their confines, domestic confines. From indoors, they want to move out into the forest. So the whole lot of the trees will be moving in, and the forest will be filled by the morning. So all these days, the forests have been empty, no trees there. Then you cannot call them forests. Okay. So now these trees which are indoor, they move. Okay, they want to go out, and fill the forest. By morning, the forest will be full of trees. Now, how does this, compare anywhere to women? Yes, they are also in domestic confines. They want to come out and replenish the, they want to come out and fill the forest of human beings. This is what it talks about. Okay. Now, if you look at the literary devices here, I already told you the sun does not have feet. Therefore, it's talked about sun having feet. It's burying its feet. Therefore, it is a, yeah, feet, we people have feet. So people, person, personification. Alright. So the sun burying its feet. So the sun is treated as a human being. Therefore, it's personified. Personification. Personification. Okay. Personification. So that's a literary device there. Then, is there any other literary device if you look at it? The two lines there start with no. No insect hide, no sun bury its feet. Therefore, it is anaphora, repetition. Line begins with no. Alright. Then, it's actually anaphora because lines begin with no. Then, you look at the whole paragraph, the stanza. It starts from the beginning and ends with the word by morning. So, the whole stanza itself, there is no, line breaker, right? It is one full paragraph. Yeah, the stanza, one full line. It looks like one full line. Therefore, that is called enjambment. Write down the spelling: ENJAMBMENT. Okay, that's a continuation without the pause. That's enjambment. If you look at it, it starts with the tree inside are moving. There's no full stop anywhere. If you look at it, you come to the end of the stanza will be full of trees by morning. That's where it stops. So there's no, break. There's no pause taken. So there's a continuation. That is enjambment. Right? So the first stanza. Are you clear? So where are the trees? They are indoors. They want to move out into the forest. So the word says, by morning the forest will be full. Alright, so that's the first stanza. So I'm going to read the first stanza once again for you. Listen carefully. The trees inside are moving out into the forests. The forest that was empty all these days, where no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. So that is stanza. I hope that's clear. Yes, I'd like you to pause the video and read that stanza once silently. Okay, and I'm going to continue with the next stanza. All night, the roots work. Now, what do these trees want to do? They want to move into the forest. So now what do? They have to, loosen up the roots. They have to move, right? Otherwise, they'll be fixed in one place. So, all night, the roots work to disengage, to remove themselves from the cracks in the veranda floor. So, where they are set. So, they want to move out. Now, if you look at this, look at the next one. All right. The leaves strain towards the glass. We only strain ourselves, right? We put in a lot of effort. It is straining. Now, the leaves are straining. So, I'm giving you a clue there. So that is, you're right, personification. Leaves are personified. And same again, small twigs stiff with exertion. Even they are stiff, they're so stiff. So, they're not, what to say, they're not easy going. When do you become stiff? When you become very rigid. Okay, no, just like a log. That is being stiff. So stiff with exertion with a lot of effort that they put in. They become tired. So again, twigs, leaves are personified. So the leaves strain towards the glass, small twigs stiff with exertion, long cramped boughs shuffling under the roof. Look at this now. Like newly discharged patients, half dazed, moving to the clinic doors. Now look at that. It talks about like. We've already spoken about that. Now, Where is the comparison with like? What is it compared to? Like newly discharged patients. Who are these newly discharged patients? The leaves strain towards the glass, small twigs stiff with exertion, long cramped boughs shuffling under the roof. Okay, so what is the tree actually trying to do? These trees which are indoors, they are trying to move out to the forest. So you remember the poet says they'll fill up the forest by the morning. So these are moving towards the forest. So they're breaking through the restrictions. They're breaking through whatever is stopping them, and they were trying to put all their effort in and move out to the forest. And how do they look? That is the simile there. They look like what? Discharged patients. Now, when a patient, when somebody is sick, the person is put into, a hospital for treatment. The person is admitted. Now, when the person is admitted and when the person is slowly recovering, the doctor says, fine, no problem, the patient can be discharged. You can be sent home. But when the person is sent home, do you think that person is completely, strong, sturdy, rough? Is he like that? No, he's just undergone a lot of problems. He's just undergone a lot of treatment. Naturally, the person is very weak. Correct? The person is very tired. The person does not have enough health. The health, no sound health. So the person, it will take a long time for him to recoup, to gather his strength, his energy, to get back his old self. It will take time. So when patients are discharged, they are not healthy, completely. So it will take some time for them to recoup, to regain their health, their old self. Okay. So how are these patients when they're moving towards the clinic doors to get discharged? They're still very, not very completely healthy. They're so tired, half dazed, almost fainting, right? So this is the kind of comparison the poet is using to talk about the trees which are trying to push and come out into the forest. I hope you've got your second stanza clear, right? Here, how are women talked about here? Yes, women are struggling to push their way through, struggling to break boundaries, struggling to break limitations and come out into the forest of human beings because they have to fulfill their primary purpose. Alright, so that is stanza 2. So I've told you about the literary devices. There is one more enjambment here. If you can look at it, you yourself will find it. Right? We start off the tree, the leaves strain. There is no pause anywhere till clinic doors. So that is enjambment. So the women are desperate to come out, to achieve, to make a change. They want a change in what is happening to them. So that is stanza 2. Okay. So are you clear with stanza 2? Right. So I'm going to read stanza 2 once more. So the women want changes. They want that change to be, to be permanent. They're thinking of how these things will change. They don't want to be restricted. They don't want to be within the confines of the four walls. All right. So that is stanza 2. So I'm going to read stanza 1 and stanza 2 together now. Listen. So the trees inside are moving out into the forest that was empty all these days, where no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. All night the roots work to disengage themselves from the cracks in the veranda floor. The leaves strain towards the glass, small twigs stiff with exertion. Long cramped boughs shuffling under the roof like newly discharged patients, half dazed, moving to the clinic doors. So, boughs, huge branches. So, this is what it is about the trees and how women are also fighting to come out. So, that is it. Stanza 1 and 2. It shows how women are desperate for a change. All right. Now I'm going on to the third one. So I've talked about simile there. Okay. I've talked about personification in the second stanza. I've talked about simile in the second stanza. I've talked about enjambment in the second stanza. Right. Now we are going on to the third one. If you could do this, it will be better. Pause. Read through the first two stanzas. Understand? Then continue with my video for the third style. All right. Now, I sit inside, doors open to the veranda, writing long letters. Now it says the trees are breaking, they are trying to disengage themselves from the cracks in the veranda. Now this lady says, I sit inside, the poetess is saying, I sit inside, doors open to the veranda, so she can look at the veranda, what's happening there, and what is she doing there? Writing long letters. I sit inside, writing long letters, in which I scarcely mention the departure of the forest from the house. So she's watching what is happening, but she's not writing the departure. She's not writing how these trees are moving out. She's not mentioning that in her letter. The night is fresh. Now, there also you look at it, there are 2 lines, 3 lines there. So you can always imagine that is also an example for enjoyment. All right, so that part. I sit inside, two of the forest from the house. Another part of enjoyment. Now, the night is fresh. The whole moon shines in a sky still open. The smell of leaves and lichens still reaches like a voice into the rooms. So now she's sitting and writing her letters, but she hardly mentions about the departure of the trees. The night is fresh. See, you can imagine when we say the trees are moving out into the forest also, there is a picture in your mind. So I've told you, when you can imagine, when you see images, pictures in your mind, that's an imagery. Okay, so when I say the trees are moving outside, the first line, it's an imagery. Here also, they're talking about the night being fresh. So if you can close your eyes and imagine, you can see a picture completely in your mind. So the night is fresh, the whole moon shines. You can see the full moon in the sky shining with your eyes closed, if you can imagine. In a sky still open, or the wide sky, the smell of leaves and lichens. Lichens, they are organisms. This green matter that you find on trees, on the trunks. Okay, those are called lichens. You have learned in biology. Okay, so those are organisms made of fungus, right? So now you can imagine the trees moving out. The night is fresh. Now this part is again, the night is fresh. The whole moon shines in a sky still open. The smell of leaves and lichens still reaches like a voice into the room. So she says, again, when I can imagine and I can picture something, that means it is a literary device called imagery being used. Now, she knows that the trees would one day break out and move out. Make an exodus. Exodus is moving out. Okay. When you talk about Exodus, it connects to the Bible. One of the books in the Bible is Exodus, where the Israelites had to undergo 40 years, 400 years of slavery, and in the Egyptian kingdom under Pharaoh, and it's a long story. How at one point of time, Joseph enters Egypt. He wins the favor of the Pharaoh because God is with him, and he is able to interpret the dream of Pharaoh about how Egypt would be, will have 7 years of prosperity, good harvesting, all that. But the next 7 years will be famine. So Pharaoh appoints Joseph the next in command. Immediately after the king, Joseph is the next in command, and Joseph is the person. He's supposed to be an Israelite. Now later on, he brings his whole family. So a lot of Israelites come into Egypt. Now, when Joseph dies and when that particular Pharaoh dies, another Pharaoh comes in, and people forget about the Israelites and about how they were very, helpful in saving Egypt and even the nations around them from the huge famine that was happening. They forget about all that, and so what happens there is the Israelites are put into slavery. They are tortured. all that, and this is all foretold in the beginning itself. And after 400 years, our God, listens to the cries of the Israelites and brings them out of Egypt. The walking out, that is the Exodus. So the whole lot of the Israelites, by then they are a big, number in population. How Moses, God talks to a person called Moses. He uses him to talk to Pharaoh. He does a lot of miracles. There are God shows them a lot of wonders, signs and wonders. At one point, the last sign is when all the firstborn Egyptians die. The firstborn means the first child in the family. All those firstborns die, but the Israelites, all the firstborn are very safe because God tells them, go into your house and, on the lintel, the entrance, of the door, he asks them to put blood of the lamb, the goat that they slaughter. So the Egyptians are all, they use the firstborns, while the Israelites who listen to God and, are kept safe indoors. But the Pharaoh and even his firstborn dies because God wants to show them that he is the true and living God. And immediately after this particular, uh, plague that comes in, Pharaoh says, okay, go, you go and worship your God. And so he allows Israel, a whole lot of the Israelites to move. And after that also he, suddenly changes his mind, he goes and, he follows them. The Israelites walk on dry land, the Red Sea, the sea parts, and they walk on dry land. And when Pharaoh and his people come, God brings the water back, and they are all drowned. And the exodus, the coming out, happens for the Israelites. So the exodus of the trees. So she can see, that the trees are going to go out. There's going to be an exodus. So the poet here knows that the trees would one day break out. There will be a great, exodus take place there. And she can still, she says she can still feel how fresh the night is. Okay, and she says, the trees, the smell, okay, the remains of the tree, okay, it is still there. Okay, she can feel the freshness. Okay, then she says, the night is fresh, the whole moon shines, and the sky is still open. The smell of leaves and lichen still reaches like a voice into the room. Okay, that it's like a voice. Again, there still reaches like a voice into the room. All this is completely imagery. You can feel, how those trees are trying to move out, and she's writing a letter, but she knows that the trees are, moving out from there, but she does not mention it in her letter, and she can still feel how fresh the night is, the remains of the smell of the leaves, everything is still there. And she says it is like a voice into the room. Okay, so now here, if you look at it, she's sitting there and she's experiencing all that is happening. That's what she says. Now, this is like, the whisper are the last messages of her old life. All right, like, the lady wants to move out of her house. So the whispers of her own life, like, a voice into the room, it is recalling her own life. She wants to break through, free, and come out. So it's like a whisper into the room. She's waiting for her life to be renewed. Like the trees are going into the forest. She wants a change in her life. So that is stanza 3. I hope you are, you're clear with stanza 1 to 3, or 3 stanzas. Are you clear? So I want you to pause my video and read through all the 3 stanzas once more, and then continue with the 4th. I'm going on to the 4th one. My head is full of whispers, which tomorrow will be silent. Okay. So she says, I have so many things crowding my mind, but tomorrow I get the answer to all my questions. Life is going to be renewed. These trees are going to enter there, into the forest. Everything is going to change. Life is going to be renewed. Women are going to break free. All right? Now, listen. So the poet is calling for attention. She wants the readers to listen carefully. The glass is breaking. That means it's a sign for change. Glass breaking, sign for change, is something going to happen. So the glass is breaking. and if a glass breaks, it's permanent. Okay, nothing can be done to get glass back together. All right, so the change is going to be serious and permanent. Okay, now the glass is breaking, the trees are stumbling forward into the night. Somehow they're making their their movement, patience, they're compared to patience, so they're stumbling, they may fall, like they're pushing their way through, and they're coming out into the forest, into the night. Winds rush to meet them. When you're in the open, you get natural breeze. Wind is there. Now, the moon is broken like a mirror. That is symbol. See, when you talk about, okay, let me read that. The moon is broken like a mirror, and mirror shows reflection. Okay, keep this in mind. The moon is broken like a mirror. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. Now, when you talk about mirror, it is a symbol of reflection of the former self, what you were before. It is also a symbol of feminism. Okay, how emotional, how physically, they're not very strong. They want change. Okay, they want to feel something, their life being renewed. So this is all about a symbol of feminism. Okay, so here she's talking about fragments of the mirror. Okay, the moon is broken. Now, is the moon actually broken? What do you actually understand here? She says the trees are moving forward and the wind is rushing to meet them. Now, the moon is broken. First, in the first line, before, in the previous stanza, she says the whole moon shines. But now here she's talking about the trees moving out, and then she's talking about the moon being broken into pieces like a glass, like mirror. So that's again a simile there. Broken like a mirror. Now, do you think the moon is broken like a mirror? No. The whole moon was there when the trees were not there. Now the trees are outside and the moon appears to be broken in pieces like a mirror. So now what do you understand from that? If you can imagine, without the trees, you can see the sky plain, open sky. You can see the moon, which is full. But when the trees go out, you see the branches of the trees. The sky is not clear. You have to look through the branches of the trees, which means when you look at the branches, when you look through the branches of the trees, the moon is full, but you can only see parts of the moon because the branches are there in between. So it appears like a mirror, which is broken. I hope you're clear with this. Okay. So the moon is broken like a mirror. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. The tallest oak tree. The branches are seen, and through this oak tree, you look at the moon. It looks like it is like it looks like it is broken like a mirror. You understand? So what the poet wants, what the women want, is permanent change. They want something which will, renew their life. Okay, so that is the end of this, whole poem. I would like you to stop here and read through the poem once, and also read through the summary if you have your notes with you. I have already given you the notes. You know, you can read through that. You'll be able to understand it. You can, watch the video again if you find any difficulty in there. And the question for this poem is, I want you to list out all the literary devices used in the whole poem. Okay, and why is the poem called an extended metaphor? That's it, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.